Mama, don't you forget, me I be cocky, but now I see causing domino effect. Hey, don't worry, nobody fit to take your place, maybe shake something. Hey, I wanna be your baby, baby, baby. Wow, 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 wow. Diamonds are nothing when I'm rocking with you. Diamonds are nothing when I'm shining with you. Okay, enough. Let's get to the business of today. My people, welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time seeing my face, then salutations. My name is Priscilla, aka Prissy, aka Cece, aka Ila, aka Silla, aka Miss Prissy, baby.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
And I make videos to help you smell good, look good, and feel good. So if that's something you're interested in, then please consider subscribing, like this video, and let's get right into the video of today. From the title of the video, today we'll be talking about fragrances that give me a similar vibe. These are fragrances that you can own either or, but do you boo? If you want to go ahead and own both, it's your collection. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Quick disclaimer, guys, if you see me looking this way, it's because the fragrances are sitting somewhere here, just for a bit of, you know, what do I call it? What's the word? Why is that as soon as I turn on the camera, I forget all the English words I'm supposed to use?
Jesus! You will end up in McDonald's!
Just for a bit of suspense, you know, I don't put the bottles behind me. So if you see me looking down this way, it's because the bottles are here and I'll be picking them from here. Okay. Anyways, the first fragrance I'll be talking about today, or the first two fragrances that give me a similar vibe, are from the house of Nishane and from the house of Zerjoff, and it's actually Nishane Annie, which I have talked about on this channel, and a fragrance called Dolce Amalfi by Zerjoff. Now, this fragrance called Dolce Amalfi, God, guys, I literally cannot wait to visit the Amalfi Coast in Italy. I
will get the first class ticket taking you to Nigeria. You are going to Nigeria first class tomorrow.
It's on my bucket list. It's one of the things I cannot literally wait to do. This week, I saw a couple who went to Portamanis. I'll put the name of the place. And I think it's in Italy as well. I think they're like really nice, beautiful, picturesque coasts in Italy, and I absolutely cannot wait to go to Italy in that way. I mean, I've been to Italy for business, but not like for pleasure, to literally visit those coasts.
What's your business, man? What's your business?
Yeah, I digress as I usually do. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, Dolce Amalfi. And now I say Dolce Amalfi. Dolce Amalfi by Zerjoff and Nishane Annie give me similar vibes to my nose. Now, people might disagree, but to my nose, these two perfumes give me a similar vibe. And the first one that came into my collection was actually Dolce Amalfi. And then eventually, with all the hype that surrounded Annie, which I think rightly so, Annie deserves all the hype he got, I eventually bought it as a result of FOMO. But when it came and it arrived, I smelled it. I was like, there's something in my collection that this fragrance sort of smells like, and it was actually Dolce Amalfi. Now, the major difference between these two fragrances is Annie, in my opinion, leans a bit more, it can go either way. Like, women can wear it, men can wear it. It's quite very much in the middle. I think men can wear this as well, but this is a bit more feminine. This is a bit lighter. This doesn't last as long as Annie. This has got more... This leans more fruity, sweet, spicy. Annie is spicy as well, but Annie leans a bit more to my nose, a bit more smoky, a bit more herbal in my opinion. But the notes that these two fragrances share in common is actually the note of cardamom. And I think that's why they both kind of smell similar to me. I'll have to check and let you know. I'll put it on the screen where the cardamom note is. But I think in Dolce Amalfi, the cardamom note is actually in the top note. And it might be the top or middle note in Annie as well. So these two fragrances might not dry down the same, but they start off very, very, very similar in my opinion. So yeah, that is Annie by Nishane and Dolce Amalfi by Zerjoff. Moving on to something a bit more summery, something a bit lighter. It's Kayali Utopia Vanilla Cocoa 21. I always kind of forget or mix them up because it's such a long name. You may not see, but I have literally put a dent on this fragrance. I wear it a whole lot. I really like it, especially this summer. It's been my best. It's been kind of like my best friend. I actually wear it. I really like it. I mean, I don't know what they call this. Everything just disappears from my head.
Because you don't know nothing.
Anyways, it's so easy to wear. It's so beautiful, and that's Kayali Utopia Vanilla Cocoa 21. And in my opinion, it smells very similar to Soleil Eau de Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford, and that could either be Soleil Blanc, which is the perfume version, or the toilette version, which is what I've got. And I think they smell very similar. These two fragrances, they share a note of coconut. They smell very summer-esque. They smell almost like, I personally think that Tom Ford Eau de Soleil Blanc smells a bit more like a suntan, while Kayali Utopia Vanilla Cocoa 21 smells exactly like coconut water. It's very, very sweet. And actually, between both of them, I prefer Utopia Vanilla Cocoa 21. I don't know, I just prefer it. I think it's sweeter, I think it's nicer. They are both similar prices, so again, I can't really say which one wins in the price department. They both last to the same degree in my opinion. You're talking about that 4-hour mark sort of wear, 4 to 6 hour mark sort of wear. Tom Ford is a designer fragrance, Kayali is, you know, niche, but they both give me very, very similar vibes. But Kayali does it for me between these two, in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for those two fragrances. Now moving on to something a bit, or fragrances that are a bit more fruity. So I have talked about fragrances that are a bit, you know, like cardamom-y, spicy. I talked about spicy. I've talked about summer-esque, coconut, and now moving on to fragrances that are a bit more fruity. It's these two fragrances. This is Zerjoff Erba Pura, and this is Jasmine Wisp by Rasasi. In the video where I talked about this fragrance, I did not realize from beginning to end I was pronouncing it wrong, but it's fine. This is Jasmine Wisp LiQWYD, but it's by Rasasi, and this is Zerjoff Erba Pura. Now these two fragrances, I don't even know, I think this might be niche actually. I think Rasasi is niche. I think I should have done my research, but I think Rasasi is niche, but definitely Zerjoff is a niche fragrance brand. Now these two fragrances are miles away in terms of price points. This is a bit more affordable, you know, £62, £60 does it, and you have a bottle of Jasmine Wisp with you. Zerjoff Erba Pura, we're talking a bit more in the hundreds or £200, you know, depending on the size of the bottle that you get. So it's a bit more expensive. Now, these two fragrances are fruity fragrances. They both have, Zerjoff Erba Pura has got, you know, the fruity notes in it, and Jasmine Wisp has got fruity notes, got that passion fruit in it, it's got some citrusy notes, some lemon and all of that going on in it. They're both very fruity. They smell very similar in my opinion. I personally don't think you need both. I mean, they're both very long lasting. I mean, I layered both of them to work the other day, and even when I got back after a really long day, took a shower, I could still smell these fragrances on my arm. Like, they are both fantastic beast mode projecting fragrances. So I think you could really do either or. You don't need both, in my opinion. They give me very similar vibes. I don't prefer any over the other, but if I had to absolutely burn one bottle like it was compulsory, I would obviously let go of Jasmine Wisp.
Hey!
It's not because it's not nice, but because I have spent more money buying Erba Pura, and obviously I won't want to see my coins go down the drain or burn to ashes. So yeah, they're both really lovely fragrances, and these are both really nice fruity fragrances to own in your collection that give me similar vibes. Now, for those who absolutely love their booze, their alcohol, by the way, disclaimer, if you're not over 18, you should not be drinking, but I'm not your parents, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But yeah, for these two fragrances, this is Kilian Angels Share, and this is Side Effects by Initio. Now these two fragrances are niche, I think. Yeah, I think Kilian is niche, I think. Even though they're the same people who make Hennessy and alcohol and all of that, I think the perfume line is niche, I think. And obviously Initio is a niche perfume brand. Now the main difference between these two perfumes is Angel Share has got a note of cognac in it, whilst Initio Side Effects has got the note of rum, but they're both brown alcohol. They're both brown boozy fragrances. Now, Initio Side Effects is a bit more smoky because it's got that tobacco note in it, and it dries down sweet as well because it's got the vanilla notes. While Angel Share has got the is sweeter because it's got that vanilla note, and I think it's got some tonka bean in there. So it dries down a bit sweeter. It's not as smoky, but there are two boozy, lovely fragrances. Moving on, another set of fragrances that give me a similar vibe are actually Ariana Grande Cloud and Maison Francis Kurkdjian Baccarat Rouge 540. Now, there are loads of videos already about these two fragrances, so I won't spend too much time on them. Weird thing about these two fragrances is when you look at the notes, they don't really have similar notes. I mean, Baccarat Rouge 540 gives you that brown sugar vibe, which Ariana Grande Cloud gives you, but they don't really have similar notes. Yeah, which is strange. I mean, most of the other fragrances I have talked about, you would at least find one or two similar notes in both fragrances. But I don't know, I stand to be corrected. But anyways, these two fragrances are really lovely. They both smell quite sweet. In my opinion, Baccarat Rouge 540 smells like it's got more, it smells more like it's got that brown sugar, burnt sugar sort of smell. Ariana Grande Cloud gives me that vibe as well, but it's a bit lighter in my opinion. It's got a bit more sweetness to it because of those praline notes. It's got that coconut note in it, whilst Baccarat Rouge 540 is a bit more woody, spicy, sweet, brown sugar, burnt sugar vibe in my opinion. Now, these two fragrances are very different. In terms of price point, these are miles away. You might be looking to spend at least, you know, something in the region of almost close to like in the region of £200 on Baccarat Rouge 540, while Ariana Grande Cloud is like 10% of that. I don't know if I've got my maths right. But you're
Lot of boring math later.
talking about £20, which I think is 10% of that. Yeah, these two fragrances are really lovely. They give me a similar vibe. You can go either or. I can't pick, but again, just like I talked about with Erba Pura, if I had to burn one, if I had to bin one compulsorily, I would obviously have to bin Ariana Grande Cloud, just because I
never expected it.
because I will not want to bin the amount of money I spent on Baccarat Rouge 540. So Fluidity Gold and Intense Cafe by the House of Montal. Now, these two fragrances I do like, but before I even start analyzing this category, Intense Cafe is the winner because it's one of my favorite fragrances. It's top 3 in my collection. I wear this fragrance a whole lot, so the way I'm going to sound, I'm already biased. Even though Gentle Fluidity Gold is more expensive, if I had to bin one, I will bin Gentle Fluidity Gold. Not because it's not lovely, it's a beautiful fragrance, but Intense Cafe goes to miles and levels that, in my opinion, Gentle Fluidity Gold has not traveled. Both really lovely fragrances. They're both amber vanilla fragrances. They both contain amber vanilla. Even though Intense Cafe has also got some I think rose floral notes and that additional coffee note, whilst Gentle Fluidity Gold has got the juniper berries in it, and then it's got that amber vanilla. But they kind of give me a similar vibe, but I personally think that Gentle Fluidity Gold, you know, is not exactly where Intense Cafe is. I think Intense Cafe is more long lasting. It's got better performance, better projection. Probably the only category that Gentle Fluidity Gold will win Intense Cafe, in my opinion, is when it comes to packaging. I just really like the packaging of I just really like the packaging of Maison Francis Kurkdjian perfumes. You know, I prefer that to this sort of, don't know what's going on here with Montal, but yeah, they're all the fragrances in my collection for now that I have really identified give me a similar vibe. There might be more. I'll have to spend time really exploring, but these are the ones that immediately jump out to me. Like, as soon as I pick them up, this smells like this, you know. Now, go ahead and let me know in the comment section what fragrance, if you agree. If you own any of these fragrances, actually, go ahead and let me know in the comment section if you agree that they smell similar. Do they give you a similar vibe, you know, if you have both? And if you do not have these fragrances and you're looking to, like, or you're trying to make up your mind, you know, there you go. These fragrances all give me a similar vibe. You know, there are some that have something that the other doesn't have, you know, but there you go. Go ahead explore. Fragrances are meant to be enjoyed and explored. Yeah, I think I've talked enough. It's time for me to go now. But before I go, because I know you can't. I know you. I was about to say I know you can't wait for me to go, but you can't wait for me to go because you'll miss me. You'll miss me if I go. So go ahead and do all of that good stuff. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what I usually say at this point of the video. Go ahead, do all of that good stuff. Like, share, and subscribe. And until I see you again in my next video, look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Stay blessed and bye.